Yo, what's up everybody, it's RicRom here, and today I'm going to bring you a new video. It's not a casual warrior this time, or it's also not going to be a review or a rant either. It's more of a RicRom Rambles video, if we're going to call it that, because we're bringing that back again. And today's topic will be about Dead or Alive 6 Last Round. So yes, Koei Tecmo decided to re-release probably one of the most unpopular games in the series, but it's also a game that we haven't seen support for in like about 7-8 years. I don't really remember. I think the last time they updated this was like in January 2020, so basically almost like that long. But yeah, so Dead or Alive 6 Last Round, let's get into it. But before we start, you're gonna see some pre-recorded footage I had, and there's a lot to say about the game. I'm not really gonna give it like a full rant or review. I'm just gonna more talk about it. But yeah, so they decided to re-release Dead or Alive 6, and it's the most infamous game in the series aside from like the volleyball games, but the volleyball games were like old school games from back in the day. But this was the last main title for DOA 6 that was, you know, the fighting one, not the Venus Vacation or Beach Party one. But yeah, so they re-released it, and there was not a great launch response to that, especially to veteran players and people who were just having a good eye out for this game. Yeah, and it's very controversial because it's essentially just DOA 6 like all over again. It's not really that, there's not really that much updated. I think they just added like a gradient to the health bars. So Koei Tecmo decided to learn how to use gradients. I don't even know how to use gradients on fucking Photoshop. But they also have decided to put like a new engine or like a system. I think it's called the Oboro engine, where they want to like test out how the new like lighting engine looks like in certain stages, which is funny because they only have it on one stage and it runs like garbage, so that's also not good. And one of the most controversial stuff ever is that the DLC has been resold to everybody. Essentially they got the license back for Kula Diamond and Mai Shiranui, but they came back with higher prices, man. Like they renewed the license, but people who bought them before DOA 6 Last Round, you're gonna have to buy them again. Same thing with some costumes and some characters. The only thing that I saw that this does transfer over, aside from like save data, well, I don't even think save data does, but mostly what I saw was that actually some save data did transfer over, because I did play DOA 6 for a little bit. But yeah, some previous DLC costumes and like unlocks, like if you like bought like sunglasses or whatever from the DOA 6, it's gonna carry over. But aside from that, you're not gonna get the DLC characters. But here's what my take is on it. So when DOA 6 came out, I remember I first played it on my brother's console and he didn't like it, so he didn't even like decide to like support it. And that's kind of how it was left for me, like just like a disc copy. It was the vanilla, super vanilla launch edition, and then you had to unlock all these fucking costumes. It was randomized and outrageous prices for the DLC. Even though like DLC is a different conversation I want to get into, because a lot of people were shitting on DOA 5 when they did it, and the overabundance of costumes. Now every fighting game is doing that. But we're gonna here to talk about DOA 6. So basically my introduction for DOA 6 was that it felt like, you know, SF5 did when it came out. It felt like a more higher, like better graphic version of the last game, but with way less content, and it looked like there wasn't that much to be added. But the thing is, with SF5, in years it eventually got better and had more support, more characters, more costume. While DOA 6 barely lasted, I think, like a couple years, and it didn't have that many characters, and there were some veteran characters that did not come back. And it wasn't until I think last year when I saw it was on sale on Steam, I decided to buy like this bundle pack that I think it was like $10 to $15. It was something super cheap, and it came with like some costumes. I got the basic edition. I didn't get any of the DLC characters like Mai, Kula, or basically anyone from like, you know, I think who was it, Rachel and Beyond, or I forgot her name, but she's the new girl with the blue hair, not Nico, because she's the base roster. But basically my version was super vanilla, and I only bought like one costume pack and Santa Hayabusa, because that's like what I wanted to get during the Christmas season. So I think that wasn't last year. I think it was like a couple years ago. It wasn't until last year I reinstalled it, and it was like, man, this game is not worth reinstalling, so I just uninstalled it. But then they announced it like shortly after they you know, well, I think it was right before they announced the DOA 7 project. But yeah, DOA 6 Last Round was like essentially a game that fucking came back like Palpatine. Somehow it came back, but the launch was not the best. which is very unfortunate. But I think they shouldn't have called this last round. They shouldn't even call it Ultimate, because they kind of did the same thing with DOA, not DOA, Ninja Gaiden 2. They remastered Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, but it was more of like a Sigma reskin with the Unreal Engine. So that's what kind of disappointed a lot of people, was that it was not like really that much of an upgrade, especially now with DOA 6. They just got the Oboro, and then the online has nothing changed. There's no crossplay, there's no rollback, and there's really nothing you can really say that's the last round edition. Until recently, as recording this video, they just added like some costumes to Mary Rose, and they also announced a new character called I believe her name was Minato, but we didn't even get like a face reveal. It was just concept art, which was really bad, because I was just waiting until Evo to see what they would announce, and there was really nothing that good to you know, to even report on. But basically what I'm here is to talk about DOA 6. So in my opinion, it was very rocky, man, but once I started playing the game, I was having fucking fun with it, man. I think the last time I played it was with Nate like a few like months ago with DOA 6 vanilla version, and then I was like, man, this game could have been so much more, and they just gave it like a second chance, a second wind. And I was really bummed that I was like, damn, man, DOA 6, man, it's basically, it could have been more, and apparently it was going to be more. But now they delisted the original DOA 6. You can't buy the original characters. If you have the original license, you can't really go back and buy them. They delisted them from the copies. They delisted the DLCs from like the stores and stuff. So DOA 6 vanilla is almost basically almost lost media unless you have it. But yeah, man, the costumes, you're gonna carry over some, but I think some what I heard, they don't really carry over that much. Also, as mentioned before, the online is atrocious, man. I tried getting some footage for online, but I just could not find anybody. And that's the thing I want to come in and tell you guys. So if you kind of like played base vanilla DOA 6 back in the day and didn't really give it that much of a chance, I think maybe now will be a little bit better, because you're essentially going to spend like $40 and you're going to get like basically all the DOA original characters. You're just not going to get the guest characters, which I somewhat understand that if you have to renew the license, you kind of don't want to like give them out for free. But at the same time, it's like, man, that's like DLC that shouldn't have been like resold at like double the price. And I think Ultimate or last round for 5, I think you still kept the Virtual Fighter characters, but they didn't give you Mai because she was added later. But as I said before, I was having a lot of fun with this, man. I was really learning some stuff with Hayabusa, Kasumi, especially Rachel. Rachel was one of my favorites in 5 when she was added as DLC. And also, I was kind of fucking shit up with Mary Rose, not gonna lie. So I used her a bit online. But as you'll see in the video, man, the Oboro system really does fuck up the performance of the game. A lot of people have explained that it does like mess it up, like not just on PC, even though I don't have like a high-end PC. I do have like a basic PC from like 2020, I believe. But people said on PlayStation and Xbox, I believe on Xbox, I'm not sure, a lot of people bought it on Xbox. But on PlayStation, the Oboro system really fucked it up, and it's supposed to be performing very good. But people just turn it off. I turned it off because I tried playing it online and on the Oboro stage, which is I think the one with the dinosaurs, and it was just running atrocious, man. But yeah, I would say if you guys have bought the original DOA 6 with like a lot of DLCs and all this stuff, and you know you want Mai and Kula back, I would probably not recommend this game. I would probably wait till like the winter or like a winter sale, get the base game and maybe the DLCs when it's actually worth like the much money. Because if you want to buy the whole roster right now, it's gonna run you like $60 with like really nothing new aside from like a photo mode and the Oboro system, and it's supposed to be like a balance patch, but there really isn't that much to say as a big balance patch. But I would say, man, if you kind of missed out on the original launch of DOA 6, I would say maybe for right now, maybe just download the core fighters, because it's the free version that has like 4 characters. And if you really want to play a character, maybe just wait till like a sale goes on, because these DLCs are very pricey, man. I saw recently they had a Mary Rose like new costume. Like she's the only one that got like a new costume aside from the pre-order bonus, where it costs like $8 for the base costume or $8 each for a recolor, or they want you to pay $20.99, man. These DLC inflations are getting crazy, man. It started in what, like Fortnite, and then like Overwatch got it too, and now DOA 6. But like, who would have known that in 2026 we would get Dead or Alive skins for 6, but for like an updated copy or an updated version of the game, which doesn't even support the original version. which is also sad to say because you would think since they were going to re-release the game, they would give it the Virtual Fighter 5 Revo edition, where they're like, you know, they'll give it crossplay, a rollback, better netcode. No, it really is just the same shit from the last games, which kind of sucks. So I was thinking, man, fuck, what does this game need in the long run to make it feel a little bit better? Apparently, right now they relaunched the game and they're going to give it more support, which is something I haven't seen since like maybe Ultimate Marvel's Capcom 3 when they re-released it on PlayStation 4. But it really didn't have anything changed, but it had all the DLC, which was good. But DOA 6 last round was not that fucking same deal, man. It's very scammy and scummy, but I can't recommend it to people who were like who bought all the DLC and didn't want to get the new version, because I would just wait until they update the game a little bit more, have more balance patches, maybe new characters and more costumes. But I think I can only like see it from their side. Maybe they were just trying to filter out people that use like the unlocker, or like a lot of people who just kind of like were using mods and stuff. But that's not really something that's I guess a big deal nowadays, now that they just ended support with DOA 6 and they're not gonna like update it anymore, and they delisted it. So you have the original one. I would say just wait until the new one comes out with a better bundle with better characters, and like make it worth more the money. And that's the thing that kind of like bothers me, is like, if we're gonna pay for these new characters, or like hopefully the new characters, like hopefully some of them are free, man, because if they're charging you guys like $20 a character bundle, which is just like a character and like 5 skins or like 5 costumes, or like $10 each, man, that's gonna be way insane. I hope they give us like a season pass option where you pay like $20 and you get like all the new characters, because they already have these planned out. I think it's like 8 or 9 new characters. We're still missing characters from 5, which is like Genfu, Ein, Leon, I believe. I don't think they're in this game. It would be cool to see some older characters too, like Kasumi Alpha or Alpha 152. Maybe, I forgot what was his name from the older games, it was like Genro or something. That'd be kind of cool to see. But it looks like they're going to be adding more original characters, maybe some from the Venus Vacation. But I would say, man, wait until this game gets on sale. If not, if you really want to have like try it out, just get the core edition, the core fighters, and just test it out and be like, okay, maybe if I support this game, maybe I'll continue buying stuff for it. If not, then I would give this a not recommendation. I know this video hasn't been structured that well, but as I said before, this game was something that I had on, I had it on my mind for like when it was announced, and I was thinking about giving it a second chance. And man, I kind of regret it, but I kind of don't, because I was having a lot of fun with the game, not gonna lie. And I was able to try out some of the characters from like the 6 that I didn't get to try out. I also haven't tried out like Tamaki, which is, he's a new character that I missed out on. Same thing with Nico. But some of the older characters, like what was her name, Phase 4, Rachel, Momiji, they were all like reused DLC. So it just reminds me of like what modern fighting games are doing now, especially with Tekken. So like there's some stuff to be complaining about, but there's also some stuff to be like, oh well, if you compare it to Tekken or other stuff, it's almost as bad but almost not as good. But the big takeaway is that if you're gonna buy DOA 6 the last round, I would probably just wait for like a better bundle or better DLC bundles. If you do want to continue playing DOA 6, continue supporting Koei Tecmo, I would probably just hold off on this one. If you already have the original one, just wait until the game gets a little bit better. I just have it now because I got the pre-order bonus, and I got, basically if I were to buy the original DLCs, like all the characters, it would probably cost me just as much, but I didn't get that, and they were all delisted now. So basically your only option right now is the last round edition. And since they're going to continue support and they've promised like new features and stuff, I would probably just like maybe keep your eye out on this. But what I really hope that they add is maybe like the number 1 on my list would be rollback netcode, because good god, man, that netcode right now is fucking terrible for fucking DOA 6. It's basically the same netcode from the last game. Add some crossplay, because I was playing some Virtual Fighter 5 the other day with some buddies, and we all had it on different consoles, and I was thinking maybe if this game was just like had crossplay, it'd have like a bigger player base for the ranked matches. You're trying to find a ranked match like any time of the day, it's just insane, man. But I mean, there are people out there and there are people willing to play some ranked matches, but man, you definitely need to be waiting, and you have to tolerate the really bad netcode, especially like having to like deal with all this frame delays, and then like with the meter system that wasn't the best either, man. It's just gonna get on your nerves. But yeah, the top two things I really want is crossplay and rollback netcode. Hopefully we get tag battle soon. I don't expect tag battle, but it would be a very welcome addition. Maybe better DLC, and I hope DLC characters are really like goated, man. We probably need at least one more guest character. Like, I'm not that big into like guest characters nowadays, like, because I feel like I'm getting kind of like a fatigue on them. But they gotta have one good guest character, man. I don't know, add fucking something very popular nowadays, like add like an anime character or something, you know. I would probably wait for Eve or Eevee from the Stellar Blade series. I'll probably wait for that on DOA 7. But it'd be cool just to make a list of what characters I would want for like future DOA games. I definitely want the Ninja Gaiden Ragebound characters like Kenji and Komori. They would be cool additions. Absolutely. Also, even though I didn't really like Ninja Gaiden 4, Yakumo would be kind of cool just to see him, you know, be a part of the DOA franchise again. Not again, but for the first time. But it'd just be kind of cool to see who they could add, or like returning characters. But like I said before, man, DOA 6 last run, a game that I probably don't justify buying right now, but I would probably just wait, keep your eye out, and see if you like something, maybe buy it or just try out the core fighters. But yeah, until then, I guess I'll let you guys off with this video. I know, like I said, it's very rambly and I don't really have a structure for this, but this is going to be my main game, my main 3D game for a while. I'm not really messing with Tekken right now. And Virtual Fighter 5, I have that installed, man. I need to make like a review, but I did a live stream not that long ago. But I would say for the meantime, my favorite like offline 3D, modern 3D game is probably going to be DOA 6. I really hope they fix that online, because I wouldn't mind making this like my main game for the channel right now. But Virtual Fighter 5, even though that's not perfect, I think that's like one of the best games to play online right now. This isn't going to be a Virtual Fighter video, but yeah, this has been a RicRom Rambles video, and like I said, my recommendation for DOA 6 is just, you know, watch some people play it and make your decision from there. But in my opinion, I would highly recommend wait until this game gets more on sale, more DLC, and more justification of buying it, because right now it's not in a good state. It's just a relaunch of 6 with like a few added features, and the online isn't even fixed. Koei Tecmo, I'm gonna have my eye out on this, and when you're doing good, I'll probably throw a couple like dollars your way to get like a cool, like, I don't know, costume every now and then, and especially for the new characters. But please like cater to your fan base. The number one thing that everybody wants for this game, and I hope they can implement it, is rollback netcode. Even if it's not crossplay for the first like meantime, please, we need that rollback. Like, I mean, if they can work it into old games like, you know, in other companies like Samurai Showdown and Guilty Gear Xrd, I don't see a reason why they can't do that here. But also crossplay, because you need to have that player base be a little bit bigger. Even though they say DOA is a niche player base, it's actually not as niche as people say it is. It's very casual, friendly, and a lot of people do like playing it, just not online, and rightfully so, because the online right now is bad. But yeah, this has been RicRom Rambles about Dead or Alive 6 last round. Was I disappointed, or was I thrilled about it? I would say about half and half on each. But yeah, until then, I await your return, warriors. Goodbye and take care.
Get ready, Get ready.